Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Quinlan with oxygenbeats. Today I'm going to be going over our rhyme games. We're going to be going over the rules, the directions, and a little bit of the behind the scenes with how I judge and what I have plans for. So first off, let's find an example for a double rhyme game. So obviously we have a few different kinds of rhyme games. This example is a double rhyme game. You can always find the type of rhyme game up here at the top of the picture. Below that we have our fundamental directions for how you play the game, and at the bottom we have a little bit more detailed rules and directions. Of course we can't fit everything onto this picture, so you can find the full rules and directions in our Oxy Points tab, which you can find on our Facebook page next to our timeline tab. Obviously in the middle we have our actual word, which in this case is combat, and just below that we have our phonetics, so our pronunciation guide, but keep in mind it's just a guideline. I'm very aware that there's different ways to say things, different accents, different emphasis I'm not sure if that's a word, emphasis for different words, so I take that into account when judging them. If there's something that's way off the wall, then I don't count it, but I'm pretty lenient. We got our word right here, combat. It's a double rhyme game, so each word you're gonna have to rhyme both syllables. So you have to rhyme with com and you have to rhyme with bat. So you guys will leave comments over here. We'll give you points, some examples, which I usually try to start out with an example. So here I said, hey guys, you better get on that. So on that rhymes with combat, both syllables rhyme, it works. There are some that are questionable, like come back. It's a little bit more questionable, but I guess if you can either pronounce come back maybe more like come back. So you can say it with like a weird, I don't know, German accent or something. Or you can say, instead of saying combat, it could be combat. So if you combat someone, then comeback works. So I do take into account the pronunciation, the accent. And we have, let's see, Comcast, Bong Blast, Gone Fast. Then we have like contract, contact, all these work. What I do when I count up the points is I actually have a folder specifically for all the rhyme games. So if we find combat, we'll open that up, and here's what it will look like. There'll be the word, and then I keep track of each contributor. So every person that added a rhyme, I will make note of. And I usually use these to help me add up their points. But then I will make a list of each specific rhyme that I've counted, which means that if you say contract and someone else says contract, I check the list. I just do a search to make sure it's not doubled. That way you can't just copy people. So if you're the second person that says contract, for instance, you won't get any points. Or if you're second person to say, or third or fourth to say wombat, for instance, you won't actually get points for that. But feel free to post it. Just under this, I have a list, which currently is empty, but I have a list of rhymes that I don't count exactly. Sometimes I will count them for like half points if I really like them, but I have a list of rhymes that aren't quite there. They're just a little bit too far off, but I still think they deserve honorable mention. Eventually I'm going to format all these into a rhyming dictionary, kind of like a mix of urban dictionary with your traditional rhyming dictionary, because of course we all know rhyming dictionaries don't come up with cool multi-syllable rhymes like this with different pronunciations and slang. So it's going to be way better than a traditional rhyme dictionary. Anyway, so what I do after I do this is, I'll show you guys. I actually go to my Oxy points tab right here. I edit tab, and that was, so our first person was Akasha. So I will find Akasha right here, and then I'll give her points that I've added up, and if she's a winner, then I'll give her extra points and increase her winning number. And I do that for each person, so it's quite a bit of math. But yeah, that's what I do each time. If we look at some more like rat-a-tat-tat, that's absolutely, I just won't count that one because that's only a single rhyme. Or ally cat, I think it's supposed to be alley cat, I think, I don't know. But that doesn't have the sound at all in it, so I wouldn't count that. But we have the welcome mat that I would count, or the cock tat. Welcome mat's another one where it's like if you pronounce combat like combat, then this one works. Just depends on your pronunciation. But I like I said, I am pretty lenient. Once I give you your points, it shows up in the Oxy points tab. I give points out every Saturday. So if you're new and you haven't seen your name, then it's probably because I just haven't got around to adding your points up yet, but I'll get there. We are giving out beats, mixing and mastering at the moment, and also entry into our rap contests with Oxy points. Read all the rules right here, and of course your points are listed below. Anyway, so let's go on to the triple rhyme example. Obviously we have the titles, simple rules, complicated rules, the words, the pronunciation. All right, same deal with double rhyme games. These are worth more points though. The double rhyme games is 20 points per word. This is 30 points per word. Obviously you have to rhyme all 3 syllables, so octopus. So if you just say like you're a wuss or something, that wouldn't work. Even though 2 of the syllables would work, you'd be missing the first rhyme, so that would not work. Over here, the comments, once again, I start out with an example. And if you notice, I don't hit like on anything right away. I usually save hitting like on something till after I've judged it. That way I can easily see which ones I've scored, so I don't miss any, because it can be a little bit cluttered at times. So if I don't like your comment, then don't worry. I'm using that to organize myself. If there is a tie, I will use my personal page to bump one of the posts up to give someone an extra like. So if we scroll through this, we can find some good examples. Rocky bush, esophagus, that rhymes with octopus. That's good. Those are good. There's let's see, this one right here, hand to push. To push, that's good. 2 syllables rhyme there, but this first syllable doesn't rhyme at all, unless say han to push, I guess. But that's stretching it a little too much, I think. Maybe I might put this in like an honorable mention, but this would be an example of one that would not get the points. I mean, we have right here Papapus, that works. Give points to that. Like I said, every Saturday I'll go through these, document them, and award everyone points. And one thing I did forget to mention is when you do want to exchange points for prizes, make sure you message me, and you can do that at oxygenbeats@gmail.com. It's oxygenbeats@gmail.com. It's a lot easier to talk through email, and plus I can't send you guys messages from my page unless you guys have sent me one, so it's just easier to do all that over email. Anyway, so let's go on to our quadruple rhyme. So here's an example of our quadruple rhyme game. Same deal, just it's 4 syllables now instead of 2 or 3. So it's harder, you get more points. For this one, you get 100 points per word. And I judge it a little bit more strictly because that's a lot of points to give out. But if you guys can come up with some quadruple rhymes, they're super dope. And I really love reading them. I love coming up with them too. You'll see in the comment section over here. I like having some fun with you guys too. I like doing some rhymes myself. Some examples of ones that work. Like always, I have an example to start off with. Occupation. Well, I added an S. Talk to nations. If you guys do that, if you guys make something singular, that's if you make it into plural and it was singular, that's okay. If you want to add an S sound at the end, I do put a lot of weight for how I judge things on the last consonant. It should have a similar sound. But if you guys add an S just to make something plural, then that's okay, as long as you're keeping that S on the other rhymes too. So that's one example. Talk to nations, flock the nation, occupation, congregation, obligation. Those all are great. They all work. Ovulation. All these are really good. I'm not sure if this is supposed to rhyme, but devastation. That would be an example of one that doesn't really work. I mean, yeah, you have the Asian at the end. You even have the Asian, but it doesn't have the ah sound at the beginning. So that would be a triple rhyme, but not quite a quadruple, so I wouldn't count it. I don't think I would put this in I might put it in the honorable mention secondary list of rhymes. I'm not sure, but I would not be awarding points to it. Ironically, Deshaun is actually the one that suggested occupation as a rhyme. And if you guys would like to suggest words, you can. I've kind of mentioned that here in the description. Kind of have to hit the see more button usually to see that. But yeah, if you guys have a word you guys want to do to try out, then message us or post it on our wall, and we'll do it. Like we did this one just the next day. And now let's go take a look at quintuple. So this is an example of our quintuple rhyme game. We actually haven't done one recently for a while, so that's redundant. Anyway, we haven't done one for a while, so this is kind of like our old look. We've kind of been developing how it looks as we've gone, so it's kind of has an older look. But actually, if you'll notice with this and the other ones, we actually color coordinate each rhyme game, so it's easy to see at a glance how many syllables it is. So basically you can see generally how hard they'll be or how much points you'll get from them. This is the quintuple rhyme game. Obviously there's 5 syllables you need to rhyme with instead of 2, 3, or 4. So it's substantially harder. So penitentiary, before we usually list the important sounds for each syllable. So in or E. And if we take a look at the comments, blend the tender treat, that's awesome. That's a really good one. I'd definitely count that. These ones are worth 500 points each, so I'm a little bit more particular. Sentimentally, I'm really looking for, on this one, the at the end. This is sentimentally is a good one. I might give partial credit for that. I would definitely put it in the honorable mention list. Same with sad melody. Really looking for that sounds on that second to last syllable, and the N sound in that first syllable. But I would definitely put this, stuff like this in the honorable mention list. I might give it partial points. I might award partial points to it. But I do think it's pretty good. But I'm only going to give the full 500 points to the ones that are just perfect, because it's a lot of points to give out. Like, then the rent is free. Let's go penitentiary. Then the rent is free. That's a really good one. I give full credit to that. And I definitely give partial credit to the ones that are pretty good. So I usually don't go up to 6-syllable rhymes because I think that'd be too hard. And it's kind of reason why I haven't done a quintuple rhyme game in a while is, even though this one does have quite a bit of words on it, I kind of find that the longer ones are just too hard for a lot of people. But I do them every once in a while because I think they're a lot of fun. It's a fun challenge to come up with 5 syllables that all rhyme together. But I don't do them as often. There's one more type of game that I'm going to be introducing that I might have already introduced by the time you see this. And that's going to be a MoneyRhymeGame. And so, let's go ahead and check that out now. So, our final game is going to be a MoneyRhymeGame. You can see a title right here. I'm still working on this right now. So this might look a little bit different, but it'll probably basically look just like this. This one's going to work a little bit differently. The number of syllables for each one will vary. We're not going to be doing these each day, but we'll do these every now and then. And they might be triple rhymes, they might be double, quadruple, etc. It's going to work a little bit differently, whereas normally on all the other ones, I'm going to be adding all the points up and all the words every Saturday. On the MoneyRhyme games, it's going to be different. It's going to be in 24 hours. So after posting this, you'll have 24 hours to post all your rhymes. And whoever comes up with the most unique rhymes, we will send a certain amount of money. I think it's going to vary from game to game, but mostly I think we're going to be sending out like $5. We'll list it, how much each game is going to be worth. But just a small cash prize, we'll send it to you via PayPal. So make sure you have a PayPal account. If you don't, set one up. And if you don't want to set one up, then that's too bad. Then I guess you won't get the money. But on the rules for this, I have it listed in the Oxy Points tab. I have it listed right here. Basically, this rule prevents people from just ruining the game and just whoring one specific word out. So for instance, if you say photo and someone says no go, and then they say no ho, no pro, no slow, no toe, no foe, no though, no crow, etc., etc., then I'm going to I'll announce that the word no will no longer be used, because they're obviously just whoring that word out, and it doesn't really take a whole lot of skill just to essentially that would just make it a single rhyme, because you can say no in front of anything. So especially if you don't have any context along with it, if you're just listing things off. So if I see someone like whoring a word out like that, then I will announce that I'm no longer counting it, and then from there on I just won't count that word. Like, you can still say it, but I just won't count it. So just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. And yeah, that basically wraps everything up. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Like I said, to redeem your prizes, message me, email me. If you have any questions, you can also email me. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the rhyme games, which I'm personally really enjoying, just watching all the different rhymes. I actually really like coming up with rhymes like these. And the best thing about it is versus like a rap battle or these rap text battles I'm seeing is, I mean, there's just so much negativity involved with battles, but this way you can show that you're skilled, but you can still bring a more positive message to it. You know, you don't have to just constantly be dissing someone, you know, the whole time, and we can still see who's really the most skilled rapper or lyricist out there. Anyway, so I'll see you guys later. Till next time, peace.
Wow.